Guillermo, Jan, getting ready for the senior day meet. Indiana will be here, the big rival. You guys are both from Europe. Just chatting with you quickly before this. Rivalries in Europe aren't necessarily the same. It's more of an individual basis. You see it maybe in soccer/football, but not so much team to team in swimming. Was it something you had to get used to here with IU?
Yeah, definitely. When I came here my first year, I had no idea about the rivalry between Purdue and Indiana, and then just hearing from people at practice, hearing from people outside of school, like our chants at the football or basketball games, that made me think, okay, I guess there's a rivalry here between those two schools. But I just personally think that that's such a good, healthy rivalry. It just makes everyone a lot better. I admire IU. They're really good school when it comes to athletics, and sometimes I have one of my best friends from home goes to IU. He's a swimmer there too, and I just think it makes everyone a lot better, and it's just something we can be glad that we have.
The areas of mutual respect that you kind of feel like are most important, Guillermo, that they do well?
What do you mean?
Well, that the things that you most respect about the way that they compose themselves or handle themselves at meets.
Like IU?
Yeah.
IU is a school that I would say I have a lot of respect, just because one of the best, a lot of best swimmers in the world came from there. A lot of Olympians, they keep improving the world of swimming. That's what I would say. That I respect IU so much.
Individually, have you guys ever had any kind of rivalry between yourselves? That's what you kind of got at, that was more of a prominent in Europe.
Every day.
Well, every day. I think we're rivals, but in just the best way possible. As I said, in swimming, I just don't, I know he has better times than I do, but I always want to beat him in practice. I want maybe sometimes want to beat him at the meets and the discoveries, but it's just the best way. As Guillermo said, outside the water, best friends, but inside the water, just as the same competitive as everyone else is.
Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to at this last meet, Guillermo? This last home meet?
No, I'm not gonna say improve times, because the shape that I have right now is not the ideal one. I'm tired, there's been a lot of practices going on, but I would say win and get as many points for Purdue as possible.
Yeah, and you mentioned that it's one of those things where you might be feeling not your best right now, but it's going to pay off about a month from now.
Yeah, I think this is the way I feel right now. Is not just perfect. I'm not super fast. I'm not feeling on top of the water. But this is the time to feel a month from now at Big Tens. And so right now, me and Dan are talking, we're just in the best place that I've ever been in college swimming, and everything just getting ready for Big Tens and NCAA later.
Maybe just real quickly, looking back 4 years, you came halfway across the country essentially to come here to swim. One of the better decisions you guys have made?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time, and the thing is that none of us came here for a recruiting trip. None of us see the pool, none of us met the coach or anyone from the team, and now I'm just so happy that I came here. And of course I'm biased, but I just think that Purdue was my best choice and best university there is.
Dan, always a special meet when you get to host the Hoosiers, and this year it doubles as senior day as well, which happens every other year or so. Give us an idea why it's co-ed this year.
It's good. We did it a couple years ago to get it on the Big Ten Network down in Indiana. This year we did not have the SMU Classic, which was last weekend, so we had a weekend off and would rather not have 2 weekends in a row off. So Indiana's actually got the rougher road. They had to go to Wisconsin last week and then to go to Ohio State after this, so they got 3 road trips in a row, but they can all come up co-ed and get the meet done in one thing and have a banquet here and et cetera. So it's also going to be unique, is that we're going to honor the Indiana seniors as well first, which I think is cool, is that they're all going out together in their last big meet. So we'll do that. I hope it gets pulled off pretty well, because a lot of these guys know each other from the state of Indiana. There's a rivalry, obviously. It should be spirited, but I think they get along pretty well, and it ought to be hopefully a lot of fun and a very competitive meet.
And a unique senior class for you this year with 4 divers, 4 swimmers, and maybe one of the more international senior classes you've ever had.
Yeah, it's interesting. Everybody's always telling me, oh, you're international guys, because we got Gutierrez's and Pajolis and all these guys that had foreign names. I said, no, those guys are not. Now, you got the Petrics and the Blancos and Jamie and Liam and from Canada. And so yeah, it is a group, but it's also a really cool group. When we did our disc thing with Kathy Wright-Eager, it was interesting that our 4 swimmers, one was a D, one was an I, one was an S, and one was a C. It means they have totally different personalities, which is cool. We got 4 divers, which is totally rare. 7 out of the 8 guys have been in the top 8 of the Big Ten, so there's a lot of experience there. So you know, we do have some young guys on the team, but I definitely can't call this a young team because we got such experienced guys. So what you really want as a coach is you want them to develop as men, and I believe all 4 of these guys have. I think they're better swimmers and divers now than they were when they got here, but they're also better men. They're a great representation of Purdue University, and just want to see them honored. But we're not going to spend a lot of time here. We just want to say thank you, and then at our banquet at the end of the year, we'll really get up there and get in the nitty-gritty of what they've done and what they've made special about Purdue with their careers here.
And some cool news today with one of your alums, the breaststroke Big Ten champ, getting into the Hall of Fame. What does that mean?
That's really cool. It makes me feel a little old that all of a sudden I've coached a Hall of Famer, but he was pretty special. He's one of our first international guys. He was a freshman of the year. His first year, he won Big Tens. He was finalist at NCAA, I think top 8 5 times. You know, pretty special guy. And the coolest thing about Vilmos is he lives in Lafayette. He has 3 boys. He pays taxes in his town. He's the ITAP leader of the stealth bomber building here in town. And just a super bright guy. We have lunch once a month. We do a little cooking together every once in a while. He's just a really cool, super smart, super great guy that, you know, international students and scholars should be proud of, Purdue should be proud of, and the county, Tippecanoe, West Lafayette, Lafayette should be proud of.